12-volt impact wrenches. Do they have a place in your toolbox? We'll find out in just a moment. I'm Tim Johnson. You're watching Shop Tool Reviews. What we have in front of us is the Skil IW5744 12-volt impact wrench, 3/8 anvil, and we also have the DeWalt DCF902, also 12-volt 3/8 anvil impact wrench. Now, we've already reviewed the 902 several months ago, but we wanted to review the Skil, and we thought, why not compare it to something that's already out there? So we thought we would compare the two since they are on pretty equal grounds. Now, let's do our typical, let's dive in, take a look at some of the features on each one of these impact wrenches, then we'll put them on our test rig and see what we think about it. This is the Skil IW5744, and it is their 3/8 inch 12-volt brushless impact wrench. Now this runs on their 12-volt platform. They also have a 20-volt platform. This is their 12-volt impact wrench. Get a nice LED ring light right there on the front of this, which is very unique as well as very useful. Now it comes with a 2 amp hour battery as well as the charger. And one thing unique about the Skil batteries is the fact that right there on the battery itself, you can actually plug a phone in, charge it if you need to. So if your tool is sitting around not doing anything, or you just have a battery, you can plug your phone in there and get some charge out of it. Also right next to the USB port, push the button and actually easily see that fuel gauge on that battery. We're going to compare this to the DeWalt 12-volt Extreme DCF902, and this is their 12-volt impact wrench, 3/8 drive as well. You also get a tri-LED on the front of this, not quite a ring, but you still kind of almost creates a ring with those 3 LEDs. Still a nice bright light there on the front, but it is a 3/8 drive, 12-volt impact wrench, also brushless. So these are both brushless tools, both on the 12-volt platform, and pretty relevant in size, or pretty comparable in size. They're also both using 2 amp hour batteries. Now on the Skil, we get 2 speeds, controlled electronically down here with a button. So you can go from low to high. You're also going to get a variable speed trigger, and that's going to give you from 0 to 3,400 impacts per minute. On the DeWalt, you're going to have a 2-speed and an auto mode, again controlled electronically here on the top of the button. You can have it in auto mode or in low or high. Now in this one, you're also going to get that variable speed trigger, and you're going to take it from 0 to 3,600 impacts per minute. Both of these are going to have nice rubber overmolding on the handle, so they feel nice in the hand. They're going to handle very easily. Now let's look at the sizes on these two machines. The DeWalt's going to stand right at 8 1/4, 8 3/8 of an inch. The Skil's going to be just a touch taller, coming in at right at 8 1/2 inches. Now as far as what I would call tip to tail here, I think the DeWalt's going to be a little bit shorter at 5.1 inches, and the Skil is going to be a touch longer at 5.8 inches, almost 5.9 inches on the Skil. And then as far as width here, on the DeWalt you're at 2.2 inches, and the Skil you're at 1.99, or right at 2 inches. At the Skil in grams, you're looking at 1,160 grams. That's with the 2 amp hour battery. Pounds and ounces, 2 pounds, 8 1/2 ounces. Now let's look at the DeWalt. Looking at 2 pounds, 3 1/2 ounces, so a little bit lighter. And as far as grams, you're looking at a little over 1,000 at 1,010 grams. So pretty comparable in size. The DeWalt is a little bit lighter. Also, with Skil, with their charging and battery platform, so you saw we have the USB out right there on the base of the battery. We also have a USB out right here on the charger as well. So whether you've got it mounted on your wall or on your workbench or wherever you have this, not only can you charge your batteries, but you can also plug in your USB device and charge your phone, your whatever you're needing to charge. It also has what they call their power jump technology in the charger. So Basically, if you have a dead battery, I can put it on here, and in 5 minutes, it will charge to 25%. So in 5 minutes, I'm going to get 25% charge. So in other words, if I'm needing to finish a job real quick, I can throw it on the charger, go get me a drink, come back, pull the battery off, throw it in the tool, and I've got enough charge to run, I don't know, up to 25, 50, 100 screws, depending on what I'm doing, or remove bolts, what have you. But very fast charging, at least initially, and then it will slow that down and keep everything cool and keep everything safe to finish charging. So that's their power jump technology in the Skil charger. Now let's put these on the test bench and compare them and see what we think. All right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use the Skil IW5744, and we're going to tighten each one of these nuts for 5 seconds each, and then come back with our torque wrench and back those off to get a reading on how much force it takes to remove, and then we should be able to back into a fastening torque. Then we'll come back, we'll do it again, set it up again, and do it with the DeWalt. Now, each one of these nuts have been backed off 2 complete turns, so it will run in for 2 turns and then should bottom out, and we'll let it hammer for 5 seconds and then move on to the next one. Okay, now we're going to take our torque wrench, back these off, and get a reading. We got 48.0, 41.8, 50.9, 48.7, 43.9, 44.2, 24.9, 26.6, 46.8, and 42.2. Okay, now we're going to take the DCF902 from DeWalt and do the same thing. Tighten each one of these for 5 seconds each. And by the way, they've been backed off 2 full turns, the same as the other, and we'll make sure we're in high, as well as we'll make sure we have a full battery. And here we go. All right, we'll take our torque wrench and we'll get a reading on removing these fasteners from the DeWalt series. Go. And on the DeWalt, we got 60.5, 57.5, 58.7, 44.2, 52.9, 54.3, 43.6, 42.9, 59.8, and 55.5. Now we'll back into that and get a fastening torque when we wrap up here in just one moment. Let's move on to loosening. What we've done, we've taken our torque gun and we've torqued these to 50, 100, 150, and 200 foot-pounds. That's the most these fasteners will take. And I started again here, 50, 100, 150, and 200. We're going to start with the Skil, and we'll try to back these first 4 off. So 50 foot-pounds. Here we go. Okay, no problem there. 100. Okay. I usually only let it go for 10 seconds, but it was moving at the 10-second mark, so I let it keep going. Let's try 150. Okay, so they're right on the mark because Skil says 100 foot-pounds for this impact wrench. That was right at it. It took everything it could to back that 100 foot-pounds off. This is a little guy. This is not meant to be breaking loose lug nuts. So it did exactly what they claimed it will do, was 100 foot-pounds. Now let's move on to the DeWalt and see what we get there. And still got a full battery, and we're still in high. So we're going to start here, 50 foot-pounds. No problem there. 100. Got 100, now 150. Okay, so we got 150. Now let's see if we can get 200 foot-pounds. Okay, no, it didn't budge at all in that 10 seconds, so would not do 200 foot-pounds. They claim it will do 200. It definitely did 150, struggling at the 200 mark. Let's see, we have dropped a cell. Let me throw the other battery on here and just see if it'll go ahead and take that one off. Nope, still not going to do it. But again, here's the deal. These aren't meant to be breaking lug nuts loose. I'm not upset at all that they're not doing 200 foot-pounds. Now, DeWalt does claim 200. I think they claimed 125 fastening, which I don't think we got there. We'll see in a second. And 200 breakaway. Not quite getting 200. Skil definitely getting the 100 they claim, not any more than that. So doing kind of exactly what they say. Hey, let's go ahead and wrap this up. So what we determined with the Skil, using our torque wrench, backing off the fasteners after they were tightened, we came up with an average of 42 foot-pounds backing those fasteners off. Now we know that it takes about 80% of the force to back something off as it does to tighten it, so we divide by 0.8, and that gives us right at 53 foot-pounds as an average. So 53 foot-pounds of tightening force. Now, with the DeWalt, using the torque wrench to back those off, we got an average of 53 foot-pounds on the reading on the torque wrench. Now, when we divide by our 0.8 there, we get right at 63, or right at 66 foot-pounds of force. So, looking at 66 foot-pounds of tightening force out of the DeWalt and 53 foot-pounds of tightening force out of the Skil. Now, both of these units are not meant to be taking off lug nuts. I know a lot of times that's the first thing we think of. We hear the word impact wrench and we think lug nuts. Well, I'm telling you, don't think that anymore. What these are excellent for, say, top of the engine, bottom of the engine, any tin or aluminum on the engine, meaning like valve covers, oil pans, water pumps, front timing covers, even interior stuff, removing seats, removing seat belts, things like that. These are great little guns for that. I mean, look how small they are. That's the ideal with these. Got great lights on them. We can get them and tuck them away in different areas. We can even run our 3/8 sockets on them, whether it's a swivel socket or a regular socket, you name it. We're going to be able to get in those tighter spaces with these guns. That's what they're meant for. They're not meant for big, heavy-duty removing shocks and suspension components. Now let's talk about loosening torque. We tightened these fasteners and the Skil was able to back 50 foot-pounds and 100 foot-pounds off. So arguably 100 foot-pounds of nut-busting torque. Now the DeWalt took that a little further and did 150. Now they claimed 200 on the loosening torque and 125 on tightening. Didn't quite achieve either one of those, and that was even changing out to a fresh battery to make sure each time we had a fresh battery on there, so it didn't quite make it. Now, Skil, all it mentioned was 100 foot-pounds, really didn't designate whether it was tightening or loosening, and that's exactly what it got on the loosening side. On the tightening side, it got about half of that, a little more than half of that at like 53 foot-pounds. So still, we're in the window. So performance-wise, we're pretty close on these. Now, price-wise, you're looking at $135 for the Skil. Both these are brushless units for the Skil with the 2 amp hour battery, with the power jump charger, and the impact wrench. You're looking at $135. You get a 5-year warranty with this. Now with the DeWalt, you're looking at, depending on where you get it, I saw these prices all over the place from $150 to $300, which, so I'm not sure which one, but I'm pretty sure $149 might be pretty typical right now, but I think we may see these phase out. But anyway, $149, and that's a 2 battery kit and the charger and the DCF902 Impact Wrench. So that's $149. 3-year limited warranty on that. I believe 1 year warranty for exchange or return, and then a 90-day same as cash or 90-day no questions asked, if you will. So 5 years on the Skil, 3 years on the DeWalt. Hey, you make your choice. Let us know what you think Also, would you keep track of us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter? And if you don't mind, would you hit that like and subscribe button, but only if you liked our video. If you didn't like our video, by all means, give us that thumbs down, but would you let us know in the comments why? Have a great day and keep smiling.